I'm making a Tycoon in 2025. Let's see if I can stack up the millions or if I waste a couple days of time. The main reason I picked a Tycoon is there's so many kits, so many plugins, so I should be able to do it by myself. I've been wanting to make a Roblox game completely by myself for a while now, and the last video, if it's out by now, if it's not, it's taking a little longer than expected. I tried to do this with AI. However, I got to a point where I couldn't finish the game by myself because there was too many conflicting ideas or conflicting scripts. So today we're gonna take a restart, okay? That game's still gonna come out, but today I'm gonna try to make a Tycoon using a plugin. This will hopefully keep the game mostly scripted for me, and I just have to figure out how to implement new ideas and make this Tycoon not the same as every single other one on Roblox. So without further ado, here we are. I was looking for a base plate, but this is an empty studio. Anyways, I'm gonna click this generate button. This is a Tycoon generator by, I think it was Lucas Dev, something like that. I'm not sure, but it asks what type, classic or modern. I want modern. This means items will make us money, not necessarily a dropper dropping a block and then going into a furnace. So monetization-wise, no, I'm kidding. We're gonna keep that 50-50. And then difficulty. Oh, wait. How does difficulty work? Does that mean it's gonna do the balancing for me? I don't know. We'll keep that at 50-50 as well. Advanced settings. Let players start with a sword or not. We don't need one for that. And we're gonna click continue. Now we'll click generate. And boom. We have a sort of a Tycoon. So if we click play, I can hear background music, you guys cannot. We can go up to claim a plot, perfect. And now we have buttons. These are Robux buttons for cash, and this is the one to buy the walls. And as you can see, when you buy the walls, it's gonna give you plus $1 per second. So we bought the wall, and as you can see, we're getting money every single second. However, that's all you can buy, is walls. This is a kit to build your own Tycoon, and it just gives you the fundamentals of them. We have a rebirth button here. Rebirth to unlock more buttons and get a plus 50% boost, and then current multiplier and to rebirth, perfect. And then we have a shop, which the UI itself actually looks pretty nice. I will have to change it, however, because, you know, this game is gonna hopefully look a little bit better than a plugin. So the first couple things I need to do to this game is make a new map and make new UI, or really just reskin the current UI. This is gonna help me disguise the fact that this game is just a plugin. Hopefully it'll be a lot more than that when I'm done, but let's get started with the UI. Ooh, we have a nice clean, hold on, cause HUD, okay, this has the menus, gotcha, and then left side, got it, cool. For all of our UI, I'm gonna be adding this UI gradient. Let's make the rotation like 45. I wanna try something like a little more unique, but the light should be on top, so let's do negative 45. Yeah, just like a nice shine coming down. I'm not really sold on the UI stroke just yet, but it'll be okay. So now we just need to copy these and put them in the other button as well. So the shop button, let's delete the gradient and the stroke and paste our other ones in. I've been removing the transparency, but the background of this being like slightly transparent, I actually find kind of cool. It does make the text a little bit harder to read. What if we did 0.1? Yeah, so now you can see through it just a little bit. I like that quite a bit, actually. Purchase button, we might change to green. And that UI stroke should be just a darker green. Cool, that works for now. Let's close the rebirth frame by making it invisible. And I just have to do the same thing to the rest of them. Make sure that background color is white. Perfect. You know, I don't think this is too bad. The next thing we definitely need to do, though, is change out these vectors because, yikes, they do not look too hot. And I gotta be honest, I can't wait for a new vector pack to come out because, this one's really good. Like, really good. But it's just, like, I don't want to look at it anymore. I feel like since every game's got it now, you know, it's not really that great. But it is a nice, easy way to get a cohesive style across your game. We need a shop. Perfect. Let's go 256 with a black outline. That'll do it. Now rebirth, 256, black outline. I almost feel like these would look better without the backgrounds. Let me delete this, delete the stroke, and make the background transparency 0. I think that looks way better. I might even remove the text and just make the text come up when you hover over it. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm actually gonna work on this UI for a little bit, and then when I think it looks nice, I will be back. All right, I think I got my UI done. I changed my mind and went back to like the black and white, but with the colored icons. So like, that looks pretty cool, man. Black and then fades out to like transparent. I really, really like that. These buy buttons, they need a gradient for sure, and this rebirth icon needs to be changed. Does the other frame have a button or an icon? It does not. So let's go into our rebirth frame, make that bad boy visible, and then our icon, we just need to switch that out to our new rebirth icon. Not bad. That does need to go up just a little bit though, because it looks a little silly right there. And now it's too high. So any of you UI people, like Roblox snaps to quite a bit of different locations. When I'm building, I can hold shift and disable movement. Is there any UI equivalent to that same functionality? If so, let me know. Also, let's take our close button and our UI gradient on it, and let's just apply that to our buy button. Our other UI gradient can be deleted. Buy button should be white, and our UI gradient will switch to green colors. So I'm just gonna click over in like the same-ish area. That'll do it. Let's close that. UI gradient, copy, and we want that on our buy buttons in the shop as well. Game Pass frame, buy button, and paste. Why do we have 2 strokes in here? This is a very interesting way to make this button. I'll probably change that. This should be an image button with a text label inside it. So let's reclass this to an image button. Perfect. And let's add a text label. Beautiful. Stretch this out. Make the word buy. I'm guessing they're using Verdoco 1. And let's make text scaled. I want the text color to be white, the background transparency to be 0, or I mean 1, and a UI stroke, which we shouldn't need both anymore. So we'll get rid of that one, and then we'll paste a UI stroke into the text. Yeah, something like that. Nice. Make that invisible, and now the UI is done. I deleted all the props, and I'll probably delete all of the plots as well, except for one. Let's see if the game still works when we just have one plot. It should. I don't see why that would break anything. Let's go claim this. Row Builder's plot, loaded in my data. Perfect. All right, fellas, it is time for sort of the design of the map. How do we want to go? I think I want to cut off the corners so the map is a more rounded vibe. It would also be really cool to have the center its own island. So let's add something here. I'm not sure if it'll be water, if it will just be like a void. I'm not exactly sure. We'll do something like that. Our plots, I know we'll have at least 4. But let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I think it'd be 8. 8 plots. All right, we've got 8 plots floating on pretty much a donut. Do we want to be in space or do we want to be on the ground? I think space lighting appeals to less people, so I would prefer to keep it daylight outside. I want to have some sort of VFX in the middle, maybe a black hole with like random segments of time coming out of it, like dinosaur heads versus futuristic goggles, or like just stuff to represent different periods of time. Also, for our donut shape, I think it'll be a lot better to just make it in Blender. Let's shade smooth, scale this way up. It's got to be pretty big. S and Z. Let's actually just delete the extra faces, so we just have this one. And then we're going to inset and inset. Now we'll delete these faces and extrude all of these down a bit. Then I think it might be cool to give this more of a floating island effect by dragging down certain spots in it. Maybe we should do the whole thing as a floating island. So let's inset, extrude, and then let's scale. This part can come down even more. Let's scale that in. Then we'll scale the outside in and the inside out. All right, got it imported. Here it is, guys. I did replace the center circle with just a part in Studio because the render fidelity needed to be precise, or it just looked like a mess. So I just replaced it with a part, and I feel like that'd be better performance. We can walk over the gap. Do we have any floating issues? We do, but not anything too bad. But for now, this will be our map layout. Let me go ahead and make this like a brownish color, I suppose. And that'll just be to get over to that plot. Now we need a cool centerpiece. I'm gonna probably build out the spawn area in this episode, and then in the next episode, we'll start building out the Tycoons. For the spawn area, I want something that just feels like a safe zone. I'm not too sure if players will be PvPing or not in this, but I just want it to feel safe. Now, before we get started with building this map, I want to find a sick VFX that I can edit for the middle here. Luckily, I have a VFX pack, and there's a bunch of stuff in here, and there's a couple candidates. Number one, this thing. It's a good start nonetheless. Let's bring this in. Let's make it quite a bit bigger. Oh, we actually have like some pretty ugly stuff going on here. So as I'm working on this little particle emitter thing, you notice we have coins. But Roblox has a thing they introduced, I don't know, maybe a year ago or so, called flip books. And I'm gonna try to make one for my first time ever. So let's jump into Photoshop first. We're gonna start with a 1024 by 1024 canvas. And I believe we can have 4 flip books, or 4 particles in here for the flip book. And I think each of those are 512. So let's try to make this. All right, I believe I can have 4 of these. All right, fellas, wish me luck. I just made the image in Photoshop. Here it is. Let's create and just kind of see what happens here. Okay, this is interesting. Flip book layout. This is a 2x2 grid. Let's set this to random. Okay, we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. Oh, that might actually be cool. So let's go up to plugins and open up scene tools. This is a bunch of one-click tools, completely free plugin. Let's hit spin. And now if we click play and it doesn't spawn us inside. Oh yeah, look at that. It's got them spinning around. That's pretty cool. We'll definitely have to expand on this idea a bit later. I'm gonna go ahead and get this whole spawn area designed, and I'll check in with you guys when it's looking pretty good. Your boy just finished the lobby, or the spawn area of the game. I think it looks pretty cool, actually. I might change the skybox. It's a little too anime-esque for my build style here, but I really like how the lobby turned out. I do want to find someone who can refine this and make it look a lot higher quality and just more, I don't know. I think I would like the icons going into it instead of out of it, like time being sucked into a black hole. But for now, it does get my point across. I still have to do the outside, but I don't think I'm going to design the outside until I have one of the plots designed. And this Tycoon isn't going to work like a normal Tycoon. I don't even know how to explain it. So you'll be charging up. Let's go to our left side, money label, coin. We're gonna rename that to crystal, and I know there is a crystal in this vector pack. Absolutely perfect for episode 1. I think that'll wrap it up. I'm super excited about this game, and I'm really excited about being able to make a game solo. I really think I can do it this time. Hopefully, I won't need to hire a programmer to pick up where I slacked at. Anyways, that'll wrap it up for today. If you're excited for this game, let your boy know down in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next one.